Welcome back to the campus of Chadron State College, which boasts a student population of just under 2,500. Chadron State has a strong history on the gridiron. Their most famous alumni, of course, is Danny Woodhead, who spent 10 years in the NFL. Well, currently they've got another famous name on the roster, one who's hoping to make his mark not only here in Chadron, but at the next level.
It's just a family thing. Like, my whole family plays football, so I've been around football my whole life.
Like many of his Chadron State teammates, Tyree Fryer has played football his entire life. But unlike many of the other Eagles, Tyree has a long family history to compete with.
To be honest, I always wanted to play in Nebraska due to my history and my family, my uncle and my dad.
His uncle and dad played at the University of Nebraska, with his uncle, Irving Fryer, eventually being selected number 1 in the 1984 NFL Draft and playing 17 seasons in the league.
Fryer makes a one-handed grab behind him.
Now Tyree is making his own mark on the college football scene in Nebraska, leading the Eagles in interceptions and ranking in the top 5 in the conference in that category.
Intercepted by Tyree Fryer. He's going to take it down the sideline, trying to hurdle Mathis before being tackled.
I think it was fun, really, because it wasn't never forced on me. So I just take the game for myself.
Yeah, I'd say Tyree's a very good leader on our team. He's a very tough person and a tough football player. And I think the things that stand out about him is he's very consistent. He's been a 2-year starter for us and has really been a guy that is, throughout his career really grown and has really become a great fit for us.
Like his elder family members, Tyree hopes his football career doesn't stop in Nebraska.
Hopeful is I can go to the next level, play pro, XFL, NFL, things like that. But if that doesn't work out, I want to be an occupational therapist.
While Tyree has deep family ties to the game of football, this next player is the very first in his family to touch the gridiron. Football is a way of life in the United States, and its popularity is spreading.
When I was in junior high school, I watched NFL. So first of all, I didn't know the sports is, and then my dad told me that it's like American football. I was like, oh, I like that sports, and then I just want to go to the U.S. and play football.
So much so that Riku left his hometown of Hiroshima, Japan, to play the sport.
So after I graduated, my friend told me somebody who can help me to play football in the U.S.
Some research done by the university points to Riku as one of only a handful of Japanese players to be playing college football.
Football is it's fun. I love playing football and just like to get better every day.
When we ended up offering the scholarship, he's the first American football player to ever receive an NCAA scholarship to play college football, so that was pretty cool. And ever since he came here, he's really a smart kid and has done some great things in the classroom, and he works really hard. And I think that the younger guys that know him and been around him, they can see his work ethic and also his dedication. He's very dedicated to his craft and is a player that's really a good one to have around our team.
And he hopes to take his love for the game back home after graduation.
After I graduate, some Japanese company have semi-pro football team, so I just wanted to play there, and then hopefully football is going to be popular in Japan too.
Best of luck to both Tyree and Riku as they take on their football ventures. Now, the man responsible for keeping not only those two, but every other Chadron State athlete on the court is a man who's been around campus for more than 30 years.
Athletic trainers spend their lives helping athletes get back on their feet. At Chadron State, Don Watt has spent 26 years teaching students and athletes how to make the most of their time in college. Watt made his way back to Chadron, the place he was always meant to be.
Ended up proving to them that the athletic training degree that I had, my master's in athletic training, was a terminal degree, and so I've gone through all the hoops, jumped through all the hoops actually, and I'm now a full professor and the head athletic trainer here.
Finding value in what you do can be the most rewarding aspect of any job and ultimately reason to stick around.
It makes it a lot nicer, because I get to know the students not just athletically, but I also get to learn about them academically.
However, teaching first aid and other safety classes couldn't prepare Don for the road ahead.
My wife somehow got me in the car got me to the hospital. Probably 2 hours later, they were life flighting me back down to Denver. Of course, I don't remember the first 10 or 12 days, but I had 4 more surgeries to clean all the infection out.
Complications from stomach surgery put Don on the receiving end of what he had put so many people through before.
Eventually, all the tubes came out, and then I had to go through the rehab aspect of it, and that was probably the worst part because I'm not a very good patient. I can tell everybody what to do, but I sure don't like to do it.
Learning how to walk and use his own hands proved to be an eye-opening experience.
I can laugh about it now, but it was probably the scariest thing I've ever done. Never had happen to me. You look back on them now and go, gosh, I'm lucky to be alive, and I was.
Oftentimes, the scariest things in life can put your everyday interactions into perspective.
To be able to teach them that life is more important in the aspect of, when a kid gets injured, it's not the end of the world, it's just the beginning.
In addition, Don has been recognized by the conference in 2019 as the Wayne Barger Athletic Trainer of the Year.
In most cases, the people who nominated you, the people that voted for you, deserve it just as much as you do, because you wouldn't be where you're at today without the help of those other people.
For the RMAC Showcase, I'm Jace Hamstad.
That brings us to halftime on this edition of the RMAC Showcase. When we come back, honors abound for several Eagles, including a first in program history. Don't go anywhere.